Hey, what is going on, everybody out there? This is Jakejames Lugo, Senior Editor here at Koalition.com, and you're about to listen to an interview that I did for The Division 2 during E3 2019. I had the chance to meet up with Ubisoft and talk to their live content director, Yannick Banchereau, I hope I pronounced that right, to talk a little bit about all the new content that's coming to The Division 2 post the Ubisoft Conference that same week. But I do want to kind of give this little preference to let you guys know that because the audio is a little bit banged up, understand that things get a little bit crazy during E3 when things are running around and just going crazy and stuff. So just wanted to give that little preface there before the interview. But hopefully you guys enjoy all the different stuff we talked about, and I hope you guys are excited for The Division 2. Enjoy the interview, everybody. Hey, what is going on, everybody out there? This is Jakejames Lugo, Senior Editor here at Koalition.com. I am live here at E3 2019. It is absolutely insane. I am running on a ridiculous amount of coffee, and I'm tired. It's insane. However, that's not going to stop me from giving you guys a whole bunch of great content and a bunch of cool stuff that we get to talk about. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about The Division 2. Okay, I had a chance to go over to the Ubisoft press conference, and now I get to talk with the live content manager here over at Ubisoft. So please, if you can, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Yannick Banchereau, and I'm live content manager at Ubisoft Massive, so in Sweden, directly working on The Division 2.
I knew for a fact, there was no way I was going to do that name right justice, so thank God that you said it. So, but you guys had a cool presentation at the Ubisoft press conference. It was pretty exciting. You guys showed a lot of new content, a lot of great stuff for Division 2 players. I mean, give us a little bit of a summary for everybody that missed out on the conference, what you guys are actually showing.
Yeah, what we wanted was to kind of give clarity on the roadmap for year one, all the things we're doing for the first year of the game, and this articulates around 3 main episodes, which are major drops that will be released during the year. The first one is sending the players outside of Washington, D.C. in the woodlands to investigate new threats, new narrative threats, but that are carryover from the main campaign of the game. Then the second one will go directly to the Pentagon, and we'll send the players to investigate within the walls of the Pentagon, and also will include the release of our second raid. And then we have the episode 3, which is the last one for the year, that will send the players to Coney Island on the traces of some bad guy about to do bad things.
That's great. Yeah, I know you guys talked a little bit about that during the conference, and everybody got pretty excited because, again, there seems like there's a lot of plot, a lot of crazy story stuff that's going to go on with that. So tell me a little bit, again, you guys are going out of the original area that was in the Division 1. There's a lot more stuff that's going on and such. I mean, how wide is the other new area that people are going to be able to explore? Is it like really big? Is it like bigger than the last game?
I mean, it's a lot of different areas that we're going to go to. So it's not just about Coney Island, but in the first episode already, for example, we are sending people outside of Washington D.C. So that's a whole new type of area, a new type of nature they will be able to discover there, going in the woods, going in the nature. And then we have the zoo mission in episode 1 as well, where they will get to see new animals and like imagine a zoo going wild after 7 months. So that's pretty exciting. The Pentagon in itself is already also another type of environment that the players will get to explore, and of course Coney Island, so we're talking about the island itself that players will be able to explore, and that's as far as I will say for now, because then you have to venture there to discover what's hiding there. Can't wait to see it, It sounds like, again, it's going to be a lot of stuff. Looks like you guys are putting are we really going to get like new enemies or anything like different about the enemies this time around in the new areas that we get to explore? Yes, for some of them, absolutely, yes. It's, we're going to keep developing the world, keep developing the factions that you're fighting, keep developing, the combat and everything. So we're definitely looking at adding new archetypes, new things. You might have seen in the trailer for Coney Island for episode 3, you're actually seeing a cleaner there. So, enemies from the first game. So there are definitely new things to expect there.
So tell me a little bit, why the Pentagon for one of these episodes? I mean, what's the significance about like going to that area, having that be part of the plot and everything else? Like, why that place?
I mean, it's one of the iconic landmarks of Washington, D.C. And that's one of the reasons why we picked Washington, D.C. in the first place, was because of those landmarks. There's so many interesting places that we can explore. And the great thing with the Pentagon is that there are so many mysteries about it. It's a building that everybody knows, but it's a building that very few people know what's actually inside of it. So for us as creatives, it's perfect because it directly sets the stakes at which we're at, which is like we're talking about saving the nation and potentially even saving the human race.
Of course.
As going to the Pentagon, the players will try to get their hand on technology that will allow them to synthesize the antivirals to actually create a cure against the virus. the virus that started in the events of the first game, or just before the first game. But therefore, it's so secret that it gives us a lot of freedom, a lot of creative freedom to imagine what would be hiding in there. So in a very Clancy way, we can actually create one very governmental part, which that's the Pentagon. That's where there's part of the government and everything. But then also kind of play with the whole technological aspect and what is hiding there. What if there are actually some biolabs that are hiding in there, where experiments are being made and all of that. So this is kind of the second aspect that we're exploring with it. So it's a perfect blank canvas for us.
Did some of the ideas that maybe you guys were bouncing back and forth, did they get really wild, like maybe even like really crazy sci-fi or like really out there? Like, did you guys have to dial anything back when you guys were making stuff?
I mean, sometimes we do, when you put a bunch of creatives in a room and say, hey, what could be hiding in the Pentagon? Like, people go crazy.
We don't know about the aliens. We know.
So there's definitely a lot of crazy ideas that are bouncing around, but I mean, we're a Clancy game, and we want to stay true to that.
Of course.
So everything that we're doing, even though we are pushing the boundaries, has to be grounded in reality and believable. So it's very important for us to stay true to that. But of course, that doesn't mean we can't take any freedom.
True.
We still have walking robot dogs with big cannons on their back, for example.
Speaking of that, I mean, are we going to get to see new weapons, new abilities, new different types of stuff? In relation to a lot of that stuff, like, are players going to be able to do like different things they couldn't do so beforehand?
Yeah, I mean, we are adding new specializations as well. So we have a new specialization that is coming just actually very soon, before episode 1. That's going to allow players to actually get a minigun and play with a minigun, for example. We have 2 more specializations that are planned for year 1. We haven't revealed yet what they will be, but that will be new ways for the players, new tools, new weapons, new things to experiment with, new skill mods as well. So there's a lot of new tools and new things that we're creating for the players, and of course that's not even talking about all the new items we're going to put in there, the new gear sets, the new exotic weapons.
There's going to be a lot for people to discover and like find all over the place. I'm pretty sure they're going to be busy for a long time.
And to add also to their build and like keep developing their character, keep like pushing and diving into specific play styles and all of that.
Nice, that's awesome. Now tell me a little bit about raids. I mean, you mentioned it before. What is it that's new about raids this time? What can people get really excited about with these?
Yeah, so we had the first raid that came out with title update 3, and it was a great source of learning for us. That's the way we approach like every piece of content. Every time we experiment, we create something new, we put it in the hands of our players, we get the feedback and we iterate. And that's really what's to be expected with the second raid that we've announced coming with episode 2. That's the idea of, like building on the learnings of the first one. So we want to have something that is just as challenging, still based on, these puzzle mechanics of like figuring out combat, boss mechanics and all of that. Team play for 8 players, character building, how do I actually prepare my character with the right items, but in a completely different environment, because here we're going to a foundry, so it's a lot of, like, it's very aggressive, it's fire, it's big machinery, and also trying to be a bit more mindful of the gap between different platforms. This was one of the feedback we got on the first raid between PC and console. Players felt like the difficulty was not on par. So we don't want to create 2 different difficulties for each platform, but therefore we want to make sure that the design of the raid doesn't create a gap between if you're playing the game that content on PC or on console.
True. Now you mentioned a lot about again. You guys at Ubisoft are always about getting feedback from the community, very much so, like in all your games, not just the Division 2. I mean, was there one specific thing that really stood out to you guys? From all the feedback that you guys were getting, that you really wanted to put a focus on with all the new content coming out now for year 1?
I mean, with the Division 2, I think the main thing that we had in mind, and we've had that for a very long time, was we wanted to allow players to explore new places and new story. That was one thing that players wanted to see more in the Division 1.
They were really vocal about it.
Yeah, they were very vocal about that. And like with Division 1, they wanted to know where the story was going. Like the story ended with the campaign, and then we didn't really add more to it. So that was one of the biggest things that was very important for us working on Division 2 was let's create a game where we can keep adding to the space and to the story, So as players keep playing it, they will discover a new story. We are actually advancing in the timeline and new events that are follow-up of what happened in the previous update and all that. So it's really a whole story that's going to be unfolding in front of everybody's eyes.
There seems like there's going to be a lot of hours worth of content, people are going to dive into. I mean, again, like end-game content really being like a big push here for everybody.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of like adding new missions, for example, and that's what our episodes are focused around. It's new missions and new gameplay experiences. So that means that we get to add that story that we wanted to add, but that means we're also adding elements that will add to the pool of endgame activities, because new missions mean these missions are added to the endgame pool as well. We are talking about creating new game experiences like the expedition that we will have in episode 1, but we'll also add to the pool of endgame activities. So it's a win-win situation.
Again, I can't wait to hear more about it. I know I got a couple friends that are big into the Division 2. They're really excited about it. Any other like final stuff you can mention, like people should get really excited about? Any other big things that, because again, you guys talked about a lot during the Ubisoft Conference. It was pretty meaty.
I mean, all of this is really big, and it's really big for us. We're really excited about all of that. For people that are excited in the story, they should definitely jump back into the game and try those. We have the new specializations and all the new items for RPG fans. For all the people that also want to play with their friends and want to get their friends to actually try the game, they should definitely check it out this weekend.
That's right. You guys had it for free, which was really, a lot of people were happy about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 3 whole days to actually jump in the game, play it for free, see if you like it, if you don't like it. If you like it, the game is actually currently on sale worldwide, so you can also purchase it cheaper. So it's really, now is really the right time to actually go check out the game, see if you like it, and if you like it, there's a really bright future ahead.
Awesome. I can't wait. Again, it sounds really awesome. But thank you so much for chatting up with me about the Division 2. Guys, let me know what's up in the comments. Let me know what's up on social media. Talk to me. If you guys want to see more content just like this, let us know. We're going to be bringing you guys some great content from E3 2019. From both of us over here, we will talk to you again real soon. Peace out and stay epic, everybody.